All right, Brakati Howell, Brakati Howell Shy, Brakati Howell, Brakati Howell Shy, Brakati Howell, Brakati Howell Shy, Brakati Howell, Brakati Howell Shy. All praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and honors and salutations to all you Akim out there that's laboring in the truth and sincerity without wavering. This is just going to be a quick, short video, through the Spirit, called "The First Time Esau Revolted," and this is pretty much because one of the last the en routes that I did called the Sword, this one right here. I mean, which the Spirit had me going into something else, Esau's blessing and everything with the sword. But as I was reading the scripture, it went into something else, and I said at the end I will get back to it because I haven't read the history on it. So when I made a statement about the first time when Esau revolted, it was during I said after but I wasn't clear enough, so I just want to what I'm saying, and really it was the Spirit because I forgot about it. Because a lot of times you say you want to do certain videos and touch on certain things or whatever, which everything is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. It's not us. I mean, we might want to do a lot of things, but we're gonna do what the Spirit say. That's why, like most times, even if you figure out a lesson or you put some scriptures together, a lot of times, and I mean, sometimes you might get through the scriptures or whatever, or it might not come out in a succession that the Spirit first revealed it to you, or sometimes most times you don't even get to go through all the scriptures that you have because it's the Spirit. The Spirit of the Lord takes over. But I did want it to, just for the sake of edification. And this is the scripture I had, Genesis 27:40, which, I mean, I know a lot of you brothers already know. The apostles went over this before. We did other lessons on it back in the days, but it's just a real quick one for edification, since because the Spirit had me come back to it, and it reminded me. Long story short, it says in verse 40, and by thy sword shall thou live. Now this is again speaking about Esau. If you watch the other video, you get it. It said, and shall serve thy brother, which thy brother is who? Israel, Jacob. And that's why when you go back to the 25th chapter, it said the elder shall serve the younger, right? It says, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So now, in actuality, when that actually happened, is during the time of which I have here, 2 Kings, the 8th chapter, during the time of Joram or Yoram. All right, I read it. 2 Kings 8. I start at 16. And in the 5th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, Jehoshaphat being then the king of Judah, because this is after the kingdom was split in the kingdom of Israel was split into two kingdoms: the northern kingdom, which consisted of the tribe Ephraim being the head tribe and the northern kingdom tribes, and then the southern kingdom being Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, right? Well, Levi were the priests at that moment. It said Jehoshaphat being then king of Judah, Jehoram, the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, began to reign. So during his time, right, it says 32 years old was he when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, as did the house of Ahab, for the daughter of Ahab was his wife. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord. Yet the Lord would not destroy Judah for David his servant's sake, because the Most High made a covenant with Judah. That's why, to this day, David's still going to be the king underneath Yahweh Shai. You see, and that's why the Lord, that was the chosen royal line. You see, so even though these are descendants of King David that was being wicked, the Most High judged them, but he didn't destroy that line, because that was the blessing or the promise he made with David his servant, right? It says, as he promised him to give him always a light into his children. Okay, and that's prophecy, because in these last days, the Lord is, like the scriptures say, they shall seek David their king. All right, the scriptures constantly speak about King David. King David is an important figure in the scriptures with the Most High. All right, not that he's not saying he's over Yahweh Shai, by no means. Yahweh Shai is the son of the Most High, period. All right, but there is an order of things. And King David, a lot of guys think they sit high in that order and think that they're the one that the Most High commanded, and the Most High ain't command them shit. But King David, actually, the Lord was dealing with him. We got his works to this day that live on. And that was the only reason why the Lord didn't destroy Judah back then, as we're reading, right? But now it says, verse 20, in his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah and made a king over themselves. So, which I believe that when you read on, it goes into either this chapter or another chapter. It tells you about the king of Edom, because they were, they revolted and they set up their own thing, their own kingdom. And you had but they still knew that Israel was the Lord's people. They knew that the prophets was with us. That's why when you go during the time of when the kingdom of Israel was beefing with Moab, he asked the king of Judah and then the king of Edom to help him, right? And then they went, and inquired of Elisha if the Lord was going to be with him or not against Moab, grimy ass Moab, okay? But that king, I believe, was the king that they set up over here, and then Moab caught his son. See, that's in the history. That's things going in the history, But it said in his days, meaning the days of Jehoram, which was the son of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah. It said in his days, Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah. So just to make it clear, it wasn't during the time of David. This is after, all right? And that was the fulfillment of that, where Esau revolting, and it said made a king over themselves, all right? Which I believe that's the same king who went to war with Judah and Benjamin. I mean, Judah and Israel against Moab, and Moab took his eldest son, I believe it was. All right, when you read in the scriptures, all right, it says, so Jerome went over to Zaire and all the chariots with him, and he rose by night and smote the Edomites, which compassed them about, and the captains of the chariots, and the people fled into their tents. Yet Edom revolted from under the hand of Judah unto this day. So even to this day, Esau, of course, he's over us right now. He's in power. He's in authority. He's that wicked that was given the earth, the rulership of this earth. You see, but Esau is really supposed to be under us anyway, and that's everything is spiritual. At the end of the day, we speak about these so-called white people going into slavery, and us, paying them back, which it is, us paying them back. The Lord said it's a righteous thing to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, as it is written. But also, they were always meant to be our slaves, and right along with the rest of the heathens. But especially Esau, he was born to be our slave. You understand? But that's pretty much it. That's all I got on that. I just wanted to just clear up if there was any as far as that go. I mean, of course, it's more history you can read on. It's good to go into the history and everything. Like I said, I forgot to come back and touch on this when I was checking out something else. Then I said, oh shit, the spirit hit me. So yeah, this I was gonna do that just in case, make sure, brothers got it, But with that, as always, all praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and shalom to all you Akim out there. All right, shalom.